You ever been in a situation where you just had to like keep the lie going, and you just wonder yourself why?
It's stressful, man.
Because here's the thing. Like one time, like every time I'll go hang out with my buddy Fernie, who I've mentioned the show plenty of times. He lies to his grandma like all the time, and I have no idea what lie is active. I've gotten to the point where I've literally just hung out with his grandma and just look at Fernie and be like, "Hey Fernie, what did you tell your grandma? Because I just can't keep track of your lies anymore."
Why did he keep lying to his grandma?
That's just how he is. He'll tell his
Does he
grandma one thing, even though we both know the truth. He kind of like lies to her to kind of like not to have her worry, but it's so many lies that we can't keep track of it anymore. Where it's just gotten to the point where it's just like I need a playbook to come in here.
I used to get annoyed at that, to have to do it. Like, my mom would, when caller ID first started?
Mm-hmm.
So there would be aunties that would call through that my mom didn't just feel like talking to because she's like, she's too chatty. I don't have time for her shit. I'd do that kid thing.
Yeah.
My mom told me to tell you that she's in the shower right now. No. Well, oh, she's right here telling me no.
She's waving her hand. I don't know why she's waving her hand.
Oh, hi. And then the phone gets snatched off. And she's like, oh, my kids are stupid. Anyways, tell me. And then, I get death stares the whole time.
100 times because you put your mom in a 30-minute conversation you didn't want to fucking have.
I am a child. Why are you making me lie for you? These are not the morals and values you teach.
As an adult, don't you kind of like appreciate that now? Where it's just like, you know what? If I had kids, I don't want them to be that stupid. We're the point where they answer the house phone. Which, by the way, why do we have a house phone? We have a cell phone now.
Well, this was back in the day of landlines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything. Back in the day where it's just like the internet came through the landline. You get the...
Welcome
to...
You have mail. Goodbye.
All right, you got mail. In about 5 minutes, you got porn.
Yeah.
Like they work on.
Do you want to go to a town hall chat room? There are so many 40-year-old men looking for young ladies.
Good things. Back in the day when you didn't trust anybody on the internet.
Dude, they were just openly like, hey, we love molesting.
You're just like, hey.
Like they were called mature men for young ladies. Every
room was just like, hey, is there a kiss in here? Let's fuck.
ASL, Omar.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I guess I wouldn't say Omar. I would just say ASL ? And then @ caret caret .. a rose for all the ladies in the room. Fuck.
Yeah.
ICQ. Then ICP.
Mm-hmm. People fucking weird back then, man. I didn't get the internet that much until like later on in my life, but it's like I said, because the only time I could get on the internet, you had to like stop the landline phone, and my mom got like calls all the time. So, and she would never like let me know in the house because that was the first thing I did was get online, everything with an AOL account.
Yeah, my mom did the same. Sometimes I would fuck with her if I was, cause like sometimes you get on the internet for fucking homework, and I'm like, this bitch is on the phone all the fucking time. I need an education. You. Whoa.
I need research. I need to look at these freaking. I don't know, this speech by Hitler.
I need to talk to my internet boyfriend, okay? God.
I need to IM, like, man. Yeah. I need to look at this girl's MySpace page for a while. I don't know why. You know what I mean?
Hey, dark angel.
Sparklers and glitter gifts.
But, like, I would tell her, hey, I could just use a cell phone data on your phone. This is back when roaming charges was a big thing for cell phones. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I can just use the cell phone data to get online. It might be really expensive, but I can do that. She's like, oh shit, no, don't do that.
She's like, oh my god, money. Welcome to the All Regerts podcast, a podcast about regrets with Omar Gonzalez and Sam Narani. the internet with your mom, or like I said, just to do homework and stuff. And back in the day and stuff like you just be like, it was weird that everything was done by like the internet back then. Where it's like the fact that you couldn't use your phone line at all. Why they didn't needed that? Like it's. I'm just saying like how useless it was back then. I guess we just didn't know what the internet was.
At the time, it was fucking phenomenal.
Oh,
You're like, I'm talking to who from where?
Yeah, like who from like. Do you even actually thought that they were from where they were? Cause like,
dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I had an internet boyfriend.
Oh.
I had several internet boyfriends. I did not know how to talk to actual human fucking beings.
Were you just typing all the time? Or?
Yeah, like you just go into chat rooms. You're like, hey, how's it going? I'm looking for mature friends. It was based.
Oh yeah, if you say you're looking for mature friends, you're like that is 100% code that like.
But I was just more sophisticated than the other.
Because you know what? You know what? Because you're mature for your age. That's what guys say when creepy guys say when they're dating younger women. It's like, you don't realize you're so mature for your age, or like she has like an old soul, which just means I can touch her.
I totally have an old soul.
Yeah, you having an old soul. That's what creepy fucking dude. If you're a guy and you've ever used that sentence, you use that sentence because you're just like,
look,
I want to justify me being 36 and trying to bang a 21-year-old. Like that's the language I would use.
One of them had a daughter about my age. I was older than her, like by 2 years, and I was so much more mature than her. So,
really?
I felt pretty adult.
Why? Okay, why? Because she was wearing bows. She was wearing 2 bows in your hair, and you were just wearing 1, or
yeah. Yeah, the older you get, the less bows you have.
Yeah, the less bows you have.
And that's how you tell. It's kind of like, it's like the inverse of the rings on a tree. That's how you can tell a lady's age. The number of goddamn bows she doesn't fucking have on, Omar. What? Bows!
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just bows. That's how you tell the age of like a child.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This one has 12 bows. She must be 6 months.
Like that's how you tell when it's like pink bows or pink clothes. Like once you get out of your pink clothes stage, that's when you start becoming more mature.
And the little
you
boys
get out
have
of your teen bopper stage. You start listening to like what is it? You get out of like your full on Britney Spears phase into.
You will never get out of your Britney Spears phase.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like as soon as things shit's over, I kind of want to see her at concert at in Vegas.
Oh shit, girl. She's on the Instagram. Oh. Go follow her. You know what's sad? For her, it's still 2004. It will always be 2004 in her head.
You know what I tell you something? That's the one thing I hate about Mariah Carey.
It's always 1996 in her head, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's always like I remember when I was older, and like this is back when she was like dating the Cannon, where it's just like she would do release these songs where it's just like it's teeny boppy, but then it's like the whole thing was like I'm 21, I'm out here getting a boyfriend. I'm like, bitch, you 45. Like, why are you still singing about that?
Because she married an old dude when she was in her 20s, so she is picking up where she left off.
I understand that like she fucked Nick Cannon. And you know he's in trouble right now because and obviously he should be regretting stuff because he said that shit about the Jewish people.
Nick, fuck, I got. Anyways,
all right, about keeping up, but why are you keeping up that lie of the fact where it's like that you're just singing about like super young and 26, which I get that might sell probably, but it's more like, bitch, did you learn nothing?
No, because I feel like she's talented and she's a sex symbol.
No, I get it back. And I get it. And she's still hot now. Don't get me wrong. Mariah Carey is still hot now.
Absolutely.
But why? It's kind of like if you're a rapper and like you're still rapping about gangbanging, but yet you've had like hits for like if you're Jay-Z and you're still rapping about like the drug game. And I'm like, motherfucker, that was like 20 years ago.
Do people do that? There are comics that they come back that were big in like the 90s or the 80s, and they come back with the special today, and you're like, all right, you still think you're from that time period because you haven't progressed. The whole society has moved forward, but you kept on to certain ideals.
No,
and that's not a shitting on anybody thing. It's just that's you are
your
comfortable in
punchline
that.
is still you're gay, and I'm like, okay, that's what you do.
Yeah, you are comfortable not letting go of certain things and seeing that shit's different now.
Yeah,
and
you
whatever.
you still do racial stereotype jokes. It's like, okay, like yeah, you're still picking up Mexicans at Home Depot. I'm like, all right, cool.
All right.
We migrated to like a Lowe's or like a Maynard's, which by the way, I didn't. Maynard's is like this Home Depot store from like the Midwest that I didn't even fucking know about.
I thought Maynard's was a food place.
Or Mallard's or some shit like that. Like, I don't even know.
I thought that was a duck.
But this is the thing though, like I said, like, okay, yeah, you're that we get it, you're grandfathered in, and people who love you for that will love you for that. That, because that's your fan base and everything. But it's just like, don't you want to like grow up with the times and stuff? Like, one of the reasons I love Fabulous, the rapper, is because his style changed. Like, basically, like when he was younger, he was talking about the drug game, everything like that and stuff. But then, like, even he said it was like, okay, I've gotten older. My fan base has gotten older. I'm gonna change the way that I rap. Where it's just like now, it's like, oh, I'm rapping about having kids, about rapping about being a man, about with these kids. I'm changing my style up. Where it's just like, I'll give you like a little bit of that drug culture thing, but I also want to like focus on like, you know, the soul tapes and just talk about like more smoother type of jazz stuff like that. Talk about love and everything. You progress and you change and everything. And I figure like as an artist and stuff, like if you're Mariah Carey, you're singing about like, okay, yeah, you're singing like, oh, I have a man, and now I'm trying to get like a more man, and then like all of a sudden like you're still singing about the same thing later, like you're keeping that lie up. Like there's a point where like you have to evolve and like change and stop fucking keep lying and just be authentically yourself. Isn't that the whole point of your 30s? Where like once you get to 30, you're just like, okay, I get to be me. I don't give a fuck. That's me. I'm putting it all on the table and everything. I'm like, this is exactly what I am. I'm all like, I'm Omar. Like, okay, I'm gonna count it. I go out sometimes, side by stage. I like wrestling. I eat tacos, and like that's just who I am.
Did you just turn this podcast into like a dating profile for yourself? Is that what just
no? Because
here?
I would have mentioned wrestling if that was the case. But it was just more like, guys, but it's just like this is what I am. This is who I am going forward.
On Instagram to get hot shots of Omar.
Nah, I gotta lie to you. I got plenty more
on the beach.
I got plenty more of that.
Go ahead and upload those, Omar. I'll put a clip of this. But
the whole point about it is this: is that like you basically get to a point where like I'm different than what I was back at 21. Where it's like 21, I have a lot of lies and bullshit to keep up. 35, you kind of start changing out of it. Then once you get to like 40 or something like that, you're just like done. I'm done. I'm me. This is who I am going forward. I don't gotta like pretend anymore, and I get to just change, just be who I am. And I can stop acting like I'm fucking 20-year-old, and I can stop fucking lying and keeping up lies of others as well too. Where it's just like, this is just who you are, or maybe lying is just who you are. Probably.
Maybe it's fun. Maybe you're bored. Like you've never lied just to kill some time.
Example.
So I used to work in tech support, and I'm brown. Man, I don't want to start with this story now.
Come on. You're tech support and you're brown. That happens.
Yeah. And
sometimes I'll walk with a drill and people will give me work. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, and occasionally you'd fuck with people.
That's true.
You know, like, you got to a point where, like, you'd go through the same steps over and over again. So, you know, I would draw or work on something while I'm like, all right, hit click on this, because you're, like, on autopilot. And the other person is always, like, they don't know shit about computers. So they're like, oh, my God, how do you know the next thing? And it's like, and I was like, oh, I'm just a witch. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, I practice all this type of witchcraftery, and I'm just bullshitting about what kind of a witch I am, and I'm hearing the other guy get nervous as fuck, and I'm like, oh shit, and And then like
about how you're a Wiccan and you're just basically you're just making small talk.
Yeah, and I was just and I was just repeating Wiccan stuff because I had a couple girlfriends that were Wiccan, or I guess are, I don't know, I haven't kept up with them, but they would talk to me about Wiccan stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna repeat that. I'm a witch, and I was like, hey, I fixed his shit, and he got quieter and quieter, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And I was like, hey, is there anything else? And he's like, yeah, do me a favor. I need you to go out after your shift is over and go find the King James Bible. Specifically the King James Bible. Read it cover to cover. I'm a pastor and I think I can save you. And I'm like, I'll do some version of that. Thank you, bye, click. And I'm like, man, King James fucking rewrote the goddamn word of God.
Yeah,
and he's telling me, this bitch is telling me I'm wrong for being a fake Wiccan. Fuck you, guy. But
yeah, that's
that was a fun line.
That's the thing about like that's fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Sometimes when you're just like you're messing with people of religious stature, like just telling them lies, telling them a story to have them think of how horrible you actually are. And which really, I don't even think you needed that because you could have just left your actual personality there, and you would have probably recommended the Bible to you either way.
I have gotten that with my personality, but I live in Texas.
I think I've recommended the Bible just a couple times. You'd be like, Sam, the drinking
for rolling joints.
Yeah, for rolling joints. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like Genesis 26:47, spark that up and see if you get something out of it.
Yeah, what's the thickest book? Maybe I can hollow it out and put some drugs in it.
Yeah, just put just put some Chiba and some palms and you'll be all right.
Oh God, I'm sorry, all the religious viewers.
Sorry, Isaac.
And by viewers, I mean you're viewing with your ears.
Fair, but no, it is kind of like just like I get it. You're in customer service and it's a soulless type of thing.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I can never do something like that. Like I've never done, because I've done telemarketing for like a day or two, but it's just like I can't do it for like that. That's just not my skill set.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's fucking terrifying. Like, cause I was like, who the fuck am I to have answers? I don't know shit.
Right. I'm not to mention I'm reading off a script.
Basically, yes.
And not to mention 80% of your problems is just you turning off the router, turning it back on again.
Look, dude, I couldn't even clear cache and cookies. Wow. I'm not even gonna lie. When I first started tech support. But it's like, they give you a script, you figure it out, and half the time, you just escalate to level 2. The end.
Yeah, that's true. Or it's just like, oh, let me give you somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And
one time, I had a lady call up, and she's like, oh, you're a woman. And I'm like, oh, yeah, she called me a woman. That's cool, not a girl. Yeah. I would be more comfortable if I can get a man. Look, honey, it's not that I don't trust you. I'm sure you're smart. I'm sure you're great. I just trust men more with technical stuff. I'm sure you understand. I'm like, bitch, I don't care. That means I don't got to talk to you. Bye. I'm going on break.
Okay. So, I don't even know how we got here from this. But you're talking. Let's go back to the topic at hand, which is basically
what is it? What are we talking about?
You're just having fun, like creating lies and everything, and your work and stuff. And
yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to keep up with the lie. Sometimes you have lies for fun. Like, you've never lied for fun.
That's true.
Are you a bad person too?
People lie for fun all the time.
Yeah, just that or like as a prank or just fuck, I don't know.
Or even then, like maybe you just want to present yourself as one way and not another way. Or maybe
like when you're brand new in school.
Okay, go ahead.
Like everyone does this, right? Like if you just moved and you're like, oh yeah, here's my background from my other school where I was this popular person and just completely different than what you see here.
How many times have you moved as a kid?
Twice, maybe?
Okay. I've moved like 4 times and stuff. And do you, as somebody who moved to a new school, like kind of like look back and like, okay, this didn't work at this old school, me being this way. But if I change myself to where it's not exactly me, but it's the me that I wish everybody thought I was, then I can just be like, you got like, but we do it nowadays too, where it's like you first move to the city, you're just like, okay, new city, new me. None. I'm not gonna bring any of that old baggage over, but then you just realize, wait a minute,
You
brought
snuck them in.
You're still you.
Yeah.
That can't be changed.
No, it's kind of like, hey, if I spray paint my baggage a different color, then it's something else entirely.
Yeah.
No, bitch, that shit's still in there. Stop.
Yeah. I figured like when I moved here, like I 100% would just be like, okay, I'm just a new me now, like completely changed. Now, granted, I have changed, but that actually is more attributed to therapy and everything than like me actually just.
No, you had to change foundationally. You couldn't just redecorate. Like, if you've got a dilapidated fucking house and you give it a new paint job, you still have a garbage house, dude. Sorry. Yeah. But I like the colors that you
You'd be surprised how many apartments just paint over all the fucking problems. I find it fucking hilarious. Like, I'm like, okay, we have a roach infestation problem. We're just gonna paint over holes. Like, and I'll just pull like a thing out of the wall. Like, I'll just put like an electrical outlet out of the wall and replace a new one. And then all of a sudden, I'm just pulling up all this paint. And then I just look back, and like all of a sudden, I just see a colony of like freaking ants and shit like that back there. I'm like, oh, okay, you didn't solve this problem at all. You just freaking painted over the goddamn problem because you're cheap as fuck and you guys don't know how to freaking do actually any goddamn fucking maintenance on a freaking place.
Yeah.
Stuff. But no wonder you're
like it's fly by night shit. They're like, let's just get it done.
Exactly. It's just more like this. We just got to get enough to the next person who's here. That's their fucking problem.
Yeah.
And I think, well, the thing about keeping up lies is that the first person you need to convince a lie is yourself. Okay. Once you believe your own lie, everything, like you go out there and you're telling lies all the time. Once you believe it, it's so much easier to get other people to believe it. And everything, like because you're lying, because you're basically the first lie when it comes to lying is just like you're lying to yourself and stuff, and that's the easiest person to lie.
Yeah,
and that's the person that's gonna sell the lie better.
But even if you believe it, like you have to have realistic lies, right?
True.
Like or they can't be like, hey, my uncle's Tom Clancy.
No, but you could.
That was for all the middle-aged white men in the audience.
Yeah, you better play Splinter Cell, motherfucker. Like
Rainbow Six. He teamed up with Bill Clinton to write a thriller. Wow.
Okay. But there is that thing of, like I said, that's a lie. Yes, that's a provable lie though. There's a lie where it's just like you just pretending this thing like didn't happen or this thing about you is not real.
Okay, so I'm gonna narrow it down. You seem to be in a very general mood right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you ever remember telling a lie for some reason and then having to give more lies to keep up with that first one? And it just kind of more and more and more and more, and you're like, fuck, dude, I don't know.
I think I've lied about I've lied to dates about like my actual profession and everything, where it's just like I like, oh, I'm more than an accountant. I do this, but really I'm not. I'm just a numbers guy. That's all I do. But I make myself seem more important than I actually am.
Well, how do you have to keep up with that? Like, do dates get super involved with your work?
No, but it's just one of those things where it's just like you want to make your work seem like it's more impressive than it actually is. So then like you'll take problems that your boss is having and you kind of like exaggerate it to yourself to make yourself seem more important than you actually are. And everything. A lot of people do that with like, that's how they create drama at work. They just basically just like they think they're that important. They take problems that other people experience and everything, and they just kind of like they just keep going at that, and to the point where they believe they're actually like an important part of their job, when in reality they're not, and everything, and quite easily replaceable and stuff. So I've had those type of situations, but nothing really where it's just like at the end I'm just like, because in the end of those lies I just more like, fuck it. What are you gonna do? What about you? What about lies that you just kept going and going and going to the point where you're just like, I can't do it anymore?
Yeah, I guess I would do that. Like, whenever I move to a new place as a kid or as an adult, up until like early 20s, I'm like, oh yeah, back when I lived in Blair, I was this all the time, just to be more interesting. Like,
Or
like
you've
that.
taken, or I've done this before. You've taken stories that other people have, and and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna just sit there and just climb out his mouth.
Oh, kinda. I had a So in middle school, I lived out in the country, and we had to come back to Dallas, which is about an hour drive, just because the Muslim church was there, the Jamaat Khana, that's what they call it, the Khana.
Yeah.
And there weren't that many around the country, so that was the closest one. My mom still wanted to go, so on Friday nights we'd head out there. She'd do her thing, and Saturdays we'd go back and get dropped off for like Sunday school, which was a Saturday school, just religious classes at the Kane.
Yeah.
And I would tell kids that, oh yeah, I'm going out for soccer practice because I used to do soccer with the church years ago. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing that. That's what I do every weekend. That's why I can't hang out. And I was like, yeah, it's a team in Dallas because I played with them forever and I just couldn't leave them. That's why I can't join the league here. Really, I was like, my mom's not gonna let me join no fucking soccer team. So whatever. I've covered a bunch of stuff here.
So basically, you lied because you didn't want to face the truth that your mom would not let you. Because you went back to your. Let's say you were actually excited about this.
Well, it was a cultural thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you were excited about this. You want to go back to your mom and just be like, hey, can I join this soccer practice thing? Because you know for the fact the answer is no.
Hell yeah.
You're just like, okay. Instead of going through that process and like maybe she might say yes in the very 0.1111% of a chance she might be cool with it. You're just like, nah, fuck it. It'd be easier if I just tell
worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it because you live with them. You know what the answer is.
Yeah.
You know the exact path it's gonna be. I'm gonna say this, you're gonna say that. I'm gonna say this other thing, you're gonna say that thing, and we always end up at the same fucking spot.
Yeah, which is you're on a no roll, you're on a no train.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna go through with it. I'm saving myself the anguish and pain of her saying no. Now, granted, the regret could be that like maybe there is a 1% chance that she says yes, and you could have like hung out and played soccer all day.
Hell no.
But you just know for a fact that's like no.
Yeah.
All right, so.
But then I got kind of caught.
How did you get caught?
I got almost caught.
Ooh.
I got caught, and I think my friend was just a very kind person and was like, all right, girl, you clearly deal with some shit. Bye.
Yeah, just like, okay, you're clearly a problem child.
Yeah, yeah. You're obviously not happy with
you're obviously not that good for us to put up the lie with. So like,
you're just starting out your lying career, and props to you, but you're gonna need more practice.
Yeah, when someone calls you out on your bullshit, it's just like it's just 100%. It's like basically like you break down your car and you open up the hood and like you're going out and checking the car while your girlfriend's inside.
Yep, engine's still there. Ha 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 ha.
And you're still there, and she's like, "Why isn't the car starting?" And it's just like you're just like, "Oh, because like like the liberator is not working pretty well." And she's like, but she knows you're bullshitting, and she's like, "Oh."
Yeah, because you guys always like touch your mouth when you say bullshit, and it's like it's like you're pointing. Look at the nonsense coming out of my mouth right now.
The cheeks are lying pieces of shits. The shine on my face is saying, yeah.
The dimples.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's just your face caving in from the lie.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't get YouTube on my phone, so I can't see what the fuck to look at. That's the problem.
And my dad's not picking up. I don't know. That's why this hood is up. Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking in here. I just need a shield from you and your judgment.
This is a test on automotives, and I failed. You know what? That's fine.
So you don't need to know that. Yeah. You don't need to know that.
No.
You need to respect me.
I fill my brain full of useless wrestling facts. Now I didn't have enough space in there to put in like, hey, how to figure out if your car is broken. Yeah, how to be practical and everything. And
how to have an actual skill in life. I did not do that.
No.
For wrestling facts, I'm your guy.
That I can tell you. I can tell you about the Undertaker. I can tell you about him, but I can't tell you about anything else. No, I can't do anything like that. Sorry, babe. We're just gonna be sitting here and waiting until Triple H gets here.
I like how this is turning into a regret and wrestling podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is my dream. This is what. First of all, every podcast I'm on is a wrestling podcast. That's how fun it is. But no, but I get like that's kind of like a lie. That's kind of like spiral. But then I do appreciate the people where it's just like, thank you for letting me believe my lie.
I don't know if she tried to call my bluff, or she was just excited. But she's like, hey, so we played against a team in Dallas on Saturday. I was going to surprise you, but I didn't see you on the field. Yeah. And then I asked that other team if they knew you and if you were okay. And they're like, we don't know her. I was like, okay, double down. You got to double down because you're too deep in now.
Yeah.
This is your best friend. Shit, it's been years. All right, well, were their names Kelly and Stacy? Like, did you get their names? Like, one of them had like super, super thick hair, and the other one was like in a ponytail because she's always in a ponytail. It's fucking soccer.
Also, did they have any like Capri Sun, or were they like eating orange slices?
Were they wearing soccer cleats?
Yeah. You know that like were they like did one of them have like gloves on but it was like padded?
Did they have a soccer ball like with them?
Maybe you didn't get the right team. Put that out there.
Well,
maybe this is your fault.
Well,
maybe you asked, like, first of all, like, how many people do you know in your league? You know what I mean? You barely know people on your team. Well, like, it's like if you go to work and you're just like, hey, do you know about the people in the third floor? I'm like, bitch, I'm in the second floor. I barely even talk to my coworkers. How the fuck am I gonna know about other people that like work here? So like, it's kind of like that. Where it's just like, and you know, like I'm 10. You know what I mean? I'm a 10-year-old Sam, and I'm just like presenting this logic to you. So, like, maybe you played a team in Dallas, but you're not probably playing the team that I was on.
See? And it either worked, or she's like, I see what's going on here. This girl's dumb. Okay, you're Gwen.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it kind of changes. Like, if you catch somebody, like, in a bullshit lie, because, like, Sam, I got something to tell you. I'm Cuban. I'm not really Mexican. Sorry.
Oh,
Cubano.
Just like Desi Arnaz.
Yeah, I like old, really, really old cars and communism for some reason.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
Not the good kind of communism you're talking about. There's like communism. There's like communism.
Oh, okay, so you're a Fideli guy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, Fideli sounds delicious. I would, if I go to a restaurant, there's a Fideli, I'm eating that shit. I don't even know what that is. That just sounds scrumptious.
Oh man, I know. I'm hungry too.
Yeah, I know that. I'm eating that shit so much. I'm fully bro brown. But I am kind of curious at like what point you just said, okay, fuck it, I was never on a team.
Oh no, I never did. At this point, when I'm telling you the story,
oh shit,
is me saying, "Hey, Heather, I was never on a team.
Yeah,
my bad. It was just a cultural thing. I was the only my brown person there."
With the Muslim stuff. Is it like in a situation where
I don't want to explain
you run around like if you're in a cape, like with a towel, like in like a towel, acting like a superhero, but like your friend is like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him believe.
Yeah.
I'm not. There's like I caught this person a lie. I caught this person bullshitting.
But they need it. Look at how sad they are.
They need it. Yeah, look how sad they are. I've actually done this before, where like friends will tell me something, and I just know for a fact it's fucking bullshit.
And you're like, okay, you need this, obviously. So who am I to pop that bubble? You know?
I don't. But that's what I mean about lying to yourself, though. Like you spent. I always look at it as like this. Like I always look at this scenario where it's like a high school movie where it's like you're spending all this time figuring out how to cheat instead of spending all the time to actually study so you don't have to cheat.
Man, I like the chase.
you like the high of like, oh, I almost getting caught. like
Dude.
voyeurism, but like with my SATs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, let's fuck C's down all the way. A, B, C, D. Right here on my D.
Right? It's just like, I'm not even hiding it. It's right here.
Yeah. You could do three. You could do a threesome. If you do a foursome, no, one of them is wrong. That's how it happens. Yeah. So it's kind of like I know you regret end up starting off the lies and everything like that, but God bless the people that are willing to like go with the lies that you're trying to say, even if they could catch you, even if they could call you out and make it horrible.
Like the innocent little lies, like you're just bored in your life, so you're making up a story.
It's like, it's it's like sweet lies where it's like, I'll let you believe Santa Claus is real and that your dad is coming back. It's just sweet lies.
But like obviously, if it's lies that are like hurtful, like bullshit lies, like oh shit, dude, stop it, calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm. No, but there's some other people where even if it is like if you say Tom Clancy's your uncle, and sure, that's fine.
You can't disprove that.
No,
I didn't take an ancestry.com thing.
You didn't?
No. So anybody could be my uncle.
Anybody could be your uncle.
I could be my own uncle.
That's pretty freaky if you're your own uncle.
I know. And you know what? I'd be a pretty good uncle. I take myself out all the time. I wouldn't touch me inappropriately.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We've talked about you being an aunt, and all you do is just bribe your nieces and nephews.
Yeah, with candy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That does make you the cool aunt, though. So I figured you'd be the cool uncle.
Yeah.
You're just like, and the bar's not that high. You just have to like bribe them and not molest them.
Oh my God! Right. That was our show. Thank you again for listening, and please follow us on Instagram at Regerts Pod, and Facebook, and on all the other social media stuff. And subscribe. If any of these stories have inspired you to come up with a regret, send us your regrets at allregertspod@gmail.com.